So anyway, so I think the environmental movement kind of got somewhat overzealous and kind of was, and like in the limit of environmentalism, you sought to conclude that humanity is a plague on Earth, that humanity is actually the problem.
That's a big one.
Yeah. And that's like obviously taking the environmental movement just too far. But there are literally people who believe this. They're like extinctionists.
Yes.
The New York Times, some months ago, had an article, front page article with some guy who, and his quote was, "There are 8 billion people on Earth, and it would be better if there were none."
That's dark.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, buddy, you can start with yourself, you know?
Yeah, no,
if you really want to, make a difference. So take your own advice here. But that's like a crazy viewpoint, That's like literally saying, let's genocide humanity. I'm like, what? How can you say that with a straight face? That sounds like total madness. But people, like I said, in the limit of environmentalism, it sort of becomes like an ingrown toenail. It's sort of like, yeah, toenail's fine, but not if it's like warped and ingrown. It's just gone too far. Humanity is not a blight on the face of the earth, and frankly, even with climate change, life on Earth will still continue. The calamities that Earth has suffered, where life continued afterwards, like gigantic meteorite impacts, super volcanoes, the continents drifting all over the place. There've been times in Earth's past where it's been like a total snowball, or it's been absolutely sweltering hot. And life, we had many extinction events, but but life continued. We don't see the dinosaurs now, but they've had a good run for 100+ million years. So even if there's catastrophic climate change on Earth, life continues. It just may not be the life as we know it. It may not be humans, it'll be something else. So what we're talking about with climate change is not a threat to all life on Earth, but really maybe a threat to humans or a dislocation of humans if there's low-lying countries that, the water level rises and now they're underwater type of thing. So, I think one just needs to strike the right balance by saying, like, look, over time we need to move to a sustainable energy economy, and we can't just keep taking billions of tons of carbon from deep underground and putting it in the atmosphere and expect nothing will happen forever.
Yeah.
But we also don't need to be alarmist about it and super negative and massively disrupt people's lifestyles. I think people can continue to live a normal life.
Yes.
And they shouldn't be guilty about being human or sort of, frankly, having a steak. It's fine.
Yeah.